In 2019, Canada was slightly richer than Montana. Today, it's just poorer than Alabama. Meanwhile, Mexico, a country that many Americans still think of as struggling economically, is now the United States' #1 trading partner, surpassing both China and Canada. But how? How did this happen? It's a dramatic shift in North American power that's happening right before our eyes, and almost nobody is talking about it. For decades, we've thought of North America as having a clear economic hierarchy. The United States on top, Canada as the stable, prosperous neighbor to the north, and Mexico as the developing country to the south. But that story is changing fast, and the numbers tell us something fascinating is happening. While Canada's economy is hitting the brakes, Mexico's is accelerating like never before.
Foreign investment into Mexico booming this year as some companies turn their backs on Asia.
But this isn't just about money. It's about a fundamental reshaping of North America's economic landscape. It's about why millions of companies are now choosing Mexico over Canada, why young professionals are flocking to Mexico City instead of Toronto, and why Mexico's future looks brighter than ever, while Canada faces some serious challenges. In 2023, Mexico's economy grew by 3.2%. Meanwhile, Canada's economy has been so stagnant that economists say it's been in a per capita recession, with GDP per person falling by 3.4% mid-2022 and late 2023. That's a massive difference, and it's just the beginning of the story. Why is this happening? Well, there are 5 major forces that are pushing Mexico up and holding Canada back, and understanding them helps us see why this shift is likely the new normal. First up is what economists call the nearshoring revolution. For years, companies made their products in China because it was cheap, but things have changed. China's gotten more expensive, more complicated to work with, and frankly, more risky for many businesses. So, where are these companies going? Mexico. And they're going there in droves. Think about it. If you're a company making products for the US market, would you rather make them in China and ship them across the Pacific Ocean, or make them in Mexico and truck them across the border? Mexico's location right next to the world's biggest economy is like having a golden ticket, and they're using it brilliantly. This brings us to the second factor, the border advantage. Mexico shares a 2,000-mile border with the United States, and they're making the most of it. The World Trade International Bridge connecting Mexico to Texas sees about 6,000 trucks crossing daily. Port Laredo, which handles trade between the two countries, processed about $300 billion in trade annually in 2023. That's not just impressive, it's transformative for Mexico's economy. Now, you might be thinking, but wait, doesn't Canada also share a border with the US? Yes, but here's where the third factor comes in: demographics. Mexico has a young growing population, with a median age of just 29.8 years. Canada? Their population is aging rapidly, with a median age of 40.6 years. This matters because younger populations tend to be more productive, more innovative, and more willing to adapt to new industries and technologies. But there's more, of course. To discover those, I need something from you. If you're enjoying this video and finding it informative, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us create more content like this, and you'll be the first to know when we upload new videos about global economics and politics. Done? Cool. Now, the fourth factor is the investment tsunami we're seeing right now. In just the first 3 months of 2023, foreign direct investment in Mexico jumped by 48%, reaching $18.6 billion. By mid-year, it hit $29.04 billion. What do those numbers mean? Simple. They represent real factories being built, real jobs being created, and real economic growth happening on the ground. And it's not just American companies. Tesla is planning new facilities in Mexico. Foxconn, one of the world's largest electronics manufacturers, has already set up shop. Japanese, Korean, and European automakers are expanding their Mexican operations. Even Chinese companies are getting in on the action, with major investments in new industrial parks and manufacturing facilities. Meanwhile, Canada is facing what economists call a productivity crisis. Despite having a highly educated workforce and abundant natural resources, Canadian businesses aren't investing in new equipment, technology, or facilities at the rate they need to. In fact, business investments in Canada fell by almost 7% in just the second half of 2023. The fifth factor is perhaps the most surprising: stability. For years, Mexico was seen as the riskier bet compared to stable, predictable Canada. But that perception is changing. While Mexico has maintained relatively stable fiscal policies and kept its debt under control, Canada is struggling with high household debt levels, a housing affordability crisis, and declining real wages. So, let's put some numbers on this. Mexico's debt to GDP ratio remains low by international standards, making it attractive to global investors. Canadian households, on the other hand, are carrying record levels of debt, with the ratio of debt payments to disposable income at all-time highs. So, Mexico is transforming. The country is becoming a major hub for high-tech manufacturing, not just basic assembly. Companies like General Motors, Honda, and BMW are not only building cars in Mexico, but doing research and development there too. The country is developing a sophisticated workforce capable of handling complex manufacturing processes, and this transformation is happening across multiple industries. Mexico is now a major producer of electronics, aerospace components, and medical devices. Before, they were competing on costs, but now the competition is all about quality and innovation. Canadian industries, meanwhile, are facing significant headwinds. Manufacturing was once a cornerstone of the Canadian economy, but now has been shrinking. The country's oil and gas sector, which used to drive massive investment and growth, has seen investment levels fall far below what they were a decade ago. Since 2000, Canada's productivity has lagged behind most major economies. While Australians have become 10% more productive over this period, Canada has fallen from being the sixth most productive economy in the OECD in 1970 to 18th place in 2022. This productivity gap has real consequences for ordinary people. The average Canadian worker now produces about 30% less output per hour than their American counterpart. This translates to lower wages. Canadian workers earn roughly 8% less than Americans in similar jobs. Mexico, on the other hand, is seeing its middle class grow. Between 2008 and 2018, Mexico's middle class expanded by 12 percentage points, reaching 42.7% of the population. This growing middle class is driving consumer spending and creating opportunities for businesses in retail, entertainment, and hospitality. But perhaps the most telling indicator of Mexico's rise is what's happening in specific industries. Take the automotive sector, for example. Mexico is now the seventh largest car producer in the world, ahead of Brazil, France, and the UK. The country produced over 3.5 million vehicles in 2022, with most of them exported to the United States. Mexico is developing sophisticated supply chains and engineering capabilities. Mexican engineers and technicians are now working on electric vehicles, autonomous driving systems, and other cutting-edge technologies. Canada's automotive sector, meanwhile, has been shrinking. Several plants have closed in recent years, and new investment has been harder to attract. The country that once rivaled Mexico in auto production is now falling behind. But this is just an example, because this contrast extends to other sectors too. Mexico is becoming a major player in aerospace manufacturing, with companies like Bombardier, Safran, and GE Aviation expanding their Mexican operations. The country is also developing its technology sector, with a growing number of startups and tech companies choosing to locate in Mexican cities. But none of this means that Canada is doomed or that Mexico doesn't face challenges. Both countries have their strengths and weaknesses. Canada still has excellent universities, a highly educated workforce, and abundant natural resources. Mexico still has to deal with issues like home inequality, the cartels, corruption, and regional developmental disparities. Yet, the trajectory is clear. Mexico is on the rise, while Canada is struggling to maintain its position, and this shift has implications not just for these two countries, but for the entire North American economy. Looking ahead, several factors suggest this trend will continue. The ongoing reorganization of global supply favors Mexico's position. Companies are increasingly looking to locate production closer to their end markets. Mexico's proximity to the United States gives it a significant advantage, and Canada, meanwhile, faces several structural challenges that won't be easy to overcome. The country's high household debt levels make it vulnerable to interest rate changes. Its aging population will put increasing pressure on public finances, and its traditional economic advantages, like cheap energy and a stable financial system, are no longer as distinctive as they once were. For the United States, having a more prosperous and dynamic Mexico as a neighbor and trading partner could bring major benefits. For Canada, the challenge will be finding ways to reinvigorate its economy and boost productivity in an increasingly competitive North American market. For global companies, Mexico's rise presents new opportunities. The country offers not just lower costs, but increasingly sophisticated capabilities across a range of industries. Its young, growing workforce and improving infrastructure make it an attractive location for investment. Now, if you've made it this far and haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you join us for future videos.